Hello and welcome to my channel Happy Hours. In my last video, I discussed about the features of the ancient, medieval and modern world. I introduced three concepts which were the causes of the changes from the medieval to the modern world, which were Renaissance, Reformation and geographical discoveries. In this video, I am going to discuss the background of American Revolution, about the prominent thinkers which were Montesquieu, Voltaire and Rousseau, and the causes of American Revolution also. So what are we waiting for? Let's jump to the first topic, which is the prominent thinkers of Enlightenment. They were Montesquieu, Voltaire and Rousseau. Now let us discuss them one by one. The first one was Montesquieu. He was from the period 1689 to 1775. He gave the principle of separation of power. He said that the true spirit of democracy can only exist in case of separation and balance of powers between the executive, judiciary and legislature. And this is how that the autocracy can be controlled. There was autocratic monarch in Europe and only one person was having all the power and he was against it. He wrote a book which was The Spirit of Law. There he mentioned all his thought. Next was Voltaire. He was for the period 1694 to 1778. He believed on monarchy. He was not thinking of democracy and he was advocating the secular state. He said that religion must be separated from state. Means there is a separation of power for religions or the church and for the state, and they should not interfere in each field. Like means the state is having the administrative power and the church is to spread the religion. He wrote a book which was the Treatise on Tolerance, and the other book was The Age of Louis XIV. He said that administration work is not the work done by the church. And by this he hit on the evils of the church and emphasis on human rights and freedom. And he wanted to remove the influence of church on the affairs of state. Next was the Rousseau. He was from 1712 to 1778. He said that equality leads to liberty, else what is going to happen in the society is that the person who was economically strong are going to dominate the people and their thought who are not economically very strong, or we can say the people who are following the lower class. And he said one more thing, and that the king should work according to the people's will. He was against the autocracy and monarchy, and he gave the theory of social contract in his book Social Contract. He said that liberty can only realize in equality, or liberty can be enjoyed with equality only. He gave the principle of common will, where he stated that the common will can become the sovereign will. Therefore, king should act according to the wish of the people. By this, he directly or indirectly, we can say, targeted the autocratic monarchy. Now, let us understand the concept of or what were the cause of the American Revolution. We all know about the rise of capitalism, and before that there was a decline in the feudalism. Whenever there is a rise of something, it will lead to the positive and the negative effect. We know that the positive effect of capitalism is there is a rise in economy, because now the traders are having more power to do business. But the negative side of it is whenever there is the rise of traders, means the capitalism, there will be a rise in exploitation also. And whenever there is exploitation, then there will be a revolt, or we can say revolution. So let us discuss about these all factors one by one, and the first one is the development of independent consciousness. After the geographical discoveries, there was huge migration of European to America. Particularly, there was a 30-year of long war, and due to which the migration had further speed up. Now, the majority of migrants came from England to America, and they established many colonies with France and Spain. Now, the whole America was captured by three major powers like England, France, and Spain. They all make their own colonies there, and they started exploiting the original people of America. And because of that, there was a struggle for colonial liberalization, and ultimately America became independent in the year 1783. Next, we are having the development of independent consciousness. There were many Americans who demanded rights like English people in England. See, whenever there is people coming from outside and they are trying to get more and more power, they are going to do one thing, and that is they are going to make difference in the society. They will treat themselves as the supreme, and the people who are below them, they are going to treat them in the different way. Means they are going to try to make more and more power or suppress the people. So the same thing happened. Even what they did, the people who were coming from Britain, they used to try to have more and more rights in their own country. They were having more rights in their country, they were more rich, and even the people who were in America, they were having the equal economical strength, but they were not getting the right which were, what to say, enjoyed by the people who were living in Britain. So there was a demand for liberalization or from the Britain colonial, or we can say especially from the England. Now there was a role which was played by the intellectual class, which was, there were many great political thinkers like Thomas Jefferson, Thomas Paine, Benjamin Franklin, and James Otis. These thinkers very much influenced by the ideology of enlightenment and philosophers like Montesquieu, Voltaire, and Rousseau. Thomas Paine made people aware of their rights through his book, which was The Right of Man and Common Sense. Now these people, they started created awareness among the people. These political thinkers greatly contributed in the revolution of America. Next cause was the demeritorious governance. As I've mentioned before, there were many colonies of Britain in America, and each colony they were having three tier of legislatures, which were first the governor, second the executive council of governor, and the third one was the legislature. Now we will understand what was the demerit, and that was that the governor and the executive council of governor, they were both appointed by the British crown, living in America and appointed by the British crown. Now we have understood what was really happening, and the legislature was appointed by the governor. So these governors, they were appointed by the crown, and the legislature was appointed by the governor, means the direct rule by the crown. Therefore, the Americans were not having any representation in the legislation. The next reason was the 7 years of war. There was a war between 1757 to 1763 between England and France in Europe. In this war, France got defeated and they lost many colonies, including India and many places in the world. And English got victory. And whenever there is a fight, there is the loss of money. And this war was for the 7 years, so there was a very high cost. Now, to resolve this problem, they came up with a new idea, and that was to impose many taxes on America because they were under Britain. So now they have tried to impose extra taxes on America so that they can come up they can resolve their own problem of the cost, which was due to the war. Now they again started fighting, and there was a slogan which was famous as no taxation without representation. Next was, again to understand this, we have the imposition of new taxes or the role of ruler of England. We have understood in the last point itself that there was a war, and because of this there was a great expenditure, or we can say that the war cost high. So British government had passed new laws to compensate it. The British Emperor George III had asked the Prime Minister Grenville to bring efficiency in the governance of colonies. Now the government had imposed new taxes like Stamp Act, Sugar Act on America, and there were several more acts on America. The American merchant and the traders could not exercise their trades without the connivance of English ships. Means they have to pay taxes on their trades also. Now they cannot, they by this they were saying, the Britons, that you cannot do any smuggling and there cannot be any illegal trade, which means they were saying whatever the Americans were doing, they were doing smuggling or they were doing some illegal trade. Only the British can do trades now. Then came the Townshend Act. The British Finance Minister had proposed extra tax on some of the items like sugar, coin metal, tea, paint, etc. These items were supplied by England to America, and this caused the extra reaction from the intellectuals of America. And now they all were fed up of Britain, because what they did, they were against the British, so they were asked that you have to remove the acts, we are not ready to pay extra taxes. So what they did, the British people, they reduced some of the taxes, but still they had the tea tax. And by this, what they were saying, because everyone loves to have tea. So what happened, one time there was a merchant or there was a trade, and that in that ship there was a packet of tea which was coming from the mother country to America. There was a man, what he collect that bag and thrown in it on the water, and there was a river which was from the Gulf, and it was very hot water. So now the tea, in addition to the hot water, become tea. Now all the people of the America who were living near to that place, they started bringing cup from their place and started drinking, and that became the Boston Tea Party. And after that there was another revolution, and people start marching on the road with the slogan no taxation without representation. By this I'm concluding my video here. If you find my video useful, kindly like, share and subscribe. Thank you.